is the launch of our financial literacy. And this is Emilia Tabi. I am the founder and manager of That Name Woman organization, where we work with women, especially from ethnic minorities. We are trying to build a confidence and thrive. And from experience, a lot of people are literate, but when it comes to finances, we are illiterate. I'm sorry to say, I inclusive. And sometimes talking about money, it's tabooing within our community, and a lot of women don't have control over the finances. So we thought it wise to organize the 6 empowerment workshops where we'll talk about everything money. And Gilda will come in to explain what we'll be doing during these 6 sessions. We have a schedule in place, and her and her team will be taking us through other aspects of how we can manage our finances, how we can have passive income and things like that. That's it. Gilda, can you tell us what you plan to do?
Hello, everyone, to the people who are actually here now and the ones who are going to be listening to this. So thanks, Emmy. So my husband, Sam, who heads up the company Slate Services Limited, I'm co-director of that company. So I'll take you through what we're going to be doing with the session. And thank you, Emmy, so much for the opportunity to actually be able to share and to learn. Hopefully we will have lots of people interested. And it's a fluid program. So those people who might want to pop in and take advantage of a particular session, absolutely welcome to do that. Don't feel like you have to be at every single session. I think where possible, Emmy will probably record them and to share with the people who may have registered and so on. And just so that information can be shared with everyone because it's needed. I want to say thank you, Anne, for actually making the effort to be here. We really appreciate you.
This project has been funded by Leeds Community Foundation. They are our funding bodies. They always support our programs, and they are funding this financial literacy program.
Super. Yeah, always important to give a shout out to the funders. Okay, so, we're all in a learning process and we will join this at different stages. So without further ado, I will talk you through what we'll actually be doing in the sessions. Okay, so we've got six sessions, like Emmy said. This is all launch.
So we
missed today.
Getting started.
Get yourself of February because we're back online, back on the ground with our first session, our first official session, which is going to be around debts and expenses. If you have no debts, excellent for you. But most of us will at some point accumulate some debts, How do we manage those things? How do we actually teach them to behave? How do we make it so that those debts don't hurt us like this? Because many of us are like this when it comes to owing money or borrowing or different things. And looking at, the difference between debts and expenses and just understanding how to navigate that space. Our next session after that is going to be around income and expenditure. A lot of us know what we get paid, but after that, we don't know where the money goes. We don't know. We know all sorts of tax comes out of that, maybe rent, mortgage. Some of us have gym memberships that we haven't been to the gym for years, but we're still going out of that account.
Oh, yeah.
So exactly, you know what I'm talking about.
I can relate with that.
There you go. And because sometimes we're not intentional, and the program, by the way, is called Become an Intentional Money Woman. Because we're not intentional about where we tell our money to go, it goes all over the place. Some places that we don't even want it to go, it walks there itself. So we have to start telling our money where we want it to go. And train ourselves so that we understand what's coming into our account, what's going out, when, and so that we can take back the control where possible and some of that, okay? And then we have the next session, which is around budgeting and saving, and also insurance. Now, I'm going to separate those three things very quickly. Budgeting is one of those things, okay, we all have to spend money. We have to buy groceries. Us ladies, we need ladies things, it goes every month for some of us. We want to look nice, want to look after ourselves, so there's leisure money and there's the money that has to be spread out because we need to make sure, we have a place to live and our bills are paid, etc. But a lot of us don't budget. So we are not in control of what's happening with our money. So everything is a surprise. So you're constantly looking at that overdraft button or some ping from the bank app or what have you, because we've overspent. That can be managed, not necessarily overnight, but the initial point is to actually budget. Okay? Know what's coming in, know what your essential spend might be, understand what you need to pay, and then move into things like saving. Okay. It doesn't mean that you have to have, £2,000 to put away every month. It could be as simple as actually every week I have a little tin, I pop £1 in there. It's a habit. It's forming a habit that grows and becomes constant in your spending. But we'll get into the details of that. So I'm not going to give you too much right now. It's a teaser, okay?
Yeah,
and then insurance, one of the things that most of us absolutely hate talking about. And when I say insurance, I'm talking specifically about life insurance. The one thing that we all know about this life is that none of us is getting out alive. We will all die at some point. And, for most of us, so we might have a husband or a dependent, we might have children, what's going to be left behind for them? A lot of us, we pass away and there's nothing. All we do is generationally pass on debt and poor financial habits. Yeah. So we will talk about life insurance and not be afraid to talk about, why that's beneficial to us as families, why it can be seen in some ways as putting our next generation on that step, but again, we will come to that. But knowledge is power. So once we have an understanding, then you can know what your options are and choose. Next session we're going to be talking about is increasing our income. Okay? Why not? Like, why not? So many of us women have skills in these beautiful hands of ours. We have ideas. We have dreams. But, because of life circumstances or whatever else, we just don't realize any of those things. So for those of you who are actually already, in there looking at multiple streams of income, no shame in your game. Proud of you, sisters. Keep going. Definitely. It's about looking to, make use of the talents that we have been given and turning those things into a blessing for ourselves, but also into a blessing for other people. So looking at thinking about setting some serious goals around what you would like your money to do, how you would like it to grow, how would you like to invest the talents that you have so that it can generate income for you. And all of us do a lot of favors. Okay, I love favors, but I also think that when somebody is spending their time to do something to you that has value, you should compensate them. Yeah, everybody wants everything for free. There's nothing for free. Not even love is free. You know this.
For free. I love that.
Not even love is free. Okay. Session 6, we're going to be looking at emotional and financial health. And I suppose what I failed to say at the beginning about SLE services is that it's a business that has 2 legs. Okay. Part of that is around financial education and empowerment. And the other part of it is around mental health, and empowering people to understand, to talk about, to deal with, to recognize the signs of somebody who might be, falling ill because of mental stress and so on. So, we come from I'd like to say an experienced and qualified position. I'm just trying to make sure I use the right words here, to be able to teach you some of these things. So we're not just grabbing ideas out of the sky. We've been trained. We are both mental health first aid practitioners. We have been trained. We have all certificates to show. So when we share information with you, it won't be because we've guessed it. It's because we've had the training, we've seen the stats, and we can show you how some of these things in terms of what's happening in our minds then transfers into what we do with our money and lots of other things. Okay. So all these things are really important. Your mental health, your financial health, and for those of you who might be that way inclined, your spiritual health, they're all very important, because we have to come at this thing in a really holistic way. They're all connected. But we will talk about those things and we will investigate it a bit further just so we can see and understand the connection between what's happening with our finances and what's happening in our head. Okay.
Really good.
And finally, our last session would be around motivation and moving forward. Because what would be the point? For you to sit through listening to us talk about all sorts of stuff and you leave and just be flat. No, 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 no. We want you to leave better than when you came. We want you to leave empowered. We want you to leave fired up to go on and do something different, even if it's one small change. We'd like for you to be able to say, actually, as a result of this program, this is the thing I've changed. So we'll be asking you to make some commitments, not to us, not to myself, not to Sam, not to Emmy, but to yourself, so you can hold yourself accountable for moving forward. And then in a year's time, you can come back and go, actually, wow, I got rid of that debt. Now I have some savings. Yeah, my insurance is in place. You know that thing I used to be doing, baking cakes for free? Now I charge people. You know, it's a nice little earner for me in my back pocket, you know? So we really want people to come away from this feeling like this has been a good investment of my time. We want the Leeds Community Foundation to feel like this seed has grown into a mighty oak. We want Emmy to continue to go from strength to strength and be, you know, empowered so she can be able to continue to spread her ideas and her passion and to empower our community. So that's me. I'm going to stop talking. You'll be happy to know. But I'm really looking forward to this journey. I know Sam is as well. Like I said, apologies that you can't be here. But yeah, if you have any questions, then, you know, pop them to Emmy, pop them to me if you can find me on social media. Good luck.
Thank you, Gilda. Thank you so very much for that.
No worries.
For breaking what you call becoming an intentional money woman to us. Today was just like a tester. Gilda was telling us how the 6 remaining sessions will go through.